hear the voice of reason.
Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. I am your host, Tell It, Voice of Reason, NF. Tell it how it is. We don't edit over here, unless something crazy happens. So I don't know, man. You're just gonna have to take my human flawed self. You know what I'm saying? But what's up? What's up, everybody? How's everybody feeling? Labor Day, full effect. I'm repping a little bit, repping Trini. Not saying, other places don't drink this, but this is a Trini beer. I don't promote, but had to rep Stag real quick. It's good stuff. Shout out to who blessed me with that. Appreciate you. All right, so let's go right in. Enjoy your holiday. You know what I mean? However you choose to spend it. The most expensive thing is time. So how you choose to spend it, it's up to you. And I hope you were safe and enjoy. Does your man need a cheerleader? A proud of you, king. Example. No matter how hard you have to grind too. So what happens is you have relationships where the man is the breadwinner. The wife, the spouse, the girlfriend, wife and spouse the same. If they get to stay home, right? If they're just the parent, that's still a job, right? I think things get a little twisted, but I'm bringing up both scenarios, like the stay-at-home mom versus the mom and spouse that has to grind as well. So both parties have jobs, because even the stay-at-home mom, she's working. She get to stay home, but that's work, being the parent, being making sure the house is in order and all that. Let's not minus that. The point though is your man needs a cheerleader. The harder it is, if it's just okay, if it's smooth, he still needs a cheerleader, because you look to him for leadership. You look to him, maybe not leadership sometimes, because in today's day and age, they take that as too masculine. What we call that, submissive. Anyway, if this partner you chose, ladies, simple. Let me stop playing around with y'all. Ladies, who you chose, you must want him to lead. You must want him to protect, provide, etc. So even if you still got to do what you got to do, as long as he's showing that in loud volumes, he's doing his thing. And in that, because he's doing his thing, yes, he needs a cheerleader. Y'all get it twisted sometimes, because y'all got to grind hard too. Y'all got to be out here, blood, sweat, and tears. And so we tend to forget to give flowers sometimes. The guy has to always remember to do that, right? You may, fellas, you may defend the women here. We could defend some women. They're not as needy about that as others, but you still have to do it. So vice versa. Be honest. Do you really give your partner flowers? Ladies, do you give guys flowers? Just remind him that he's doing his thing. You got to schedule that. You know what I'm saying? Because even if a guy's, your partner's having a hard time, he had a rough week, yeah, if he speaks on it, he's vocal, you may be comforting. But it's not just about what he voices. Are you checking in whether he voices something or not? Because some of us is hardcore. We'll bring some things to you and some things we'll sit on. So you won't know. Sorry to sound like, I'm blowing them up, but you won't know. So you need to just have a routine, some type of consistency where you're like, let me check in. Are you checking in? Check in. It's important. Not just when he have a bad time and he vocalizes it. Because, with us, I think with men to women, we have to think outside the box, give you y'all flowers. I mean, most likely, y'all going to always tell us when y'all having a rough time. So we comfort and we support or whatever, because y'all are always vocal, most likely, about the things y'all go through. So y'all would look at us crazy, like, yo, I tell him, so he should know when to comfort me. But because men don't always tell when they need a cheerleader, when they need some support, they don't always tell it. So that's why, ladies, you have to have your own schedule on that. Because you never know. You might be choosing to do that right when he needed it, even though he ain't say nothing. Again, don't get distracted. It doesn't matter whether you're the stay-at-home mom or whether you have to go out there and get it too. It's still something that you should have going on. It's something that you need to address and do. All right? Yeah, I started hyping. I'm always grinding, so, my energy fluctuates. All right? So that's that with that. If you play hard to get or attention seek only, don't give in later. Ladies, you may get the wham bam thank you ma'am. We grown, we mature. Like, are we out here playing games? Some. Games are still being played. It doesn't matter the age. But for the mature crowd, here's the thing with guys. Ladies, listen very closely. You can't really strong arm a guy's view of you, like with your actions. If a guy sees you, whatever setting, he sees you to himself, damn, she's fine. Damn, she's fire. Let me check in with the vibe. Damn, the vibe is fine. The vibe is fire. Let me check in with, intellectual, whole conversation type. Like, we're doing all the checking ins and we're sizing y'all up, right? And no matter what, we know attraction is first. So women get this twisted a little bit. Because attraction is first, a lot of men are going to make it seem like that's the focus and that's the main and that's all that matters. But what you don't realize sometimes is that no matter how strong we give that card, no matter how strong we're like, yeah, we want to get it in. If we see other things in you that make us want to pursue you or be with you beyond that, it still stems from that. So I say that to say, you may sit here, ladies, and play hard to get. That might be a game that y'all play, attention seek, or y'all really skeptical because y'all think it's all about sex. And that's cool. However you approach things, however you are. My thing is this. You may call it childish. Some women be like, yo, I take my time. That's the line of the day. They save themselves with that. I'm not coming at you. I take my time. Take your time. If you feel you making a fair interaction with someone where it's like you're very transparent. So you're like, I kind of like you. I could like you. I might like you. So you're going to show certain things to back that up. If you don't like at all, you have no intentions of going anywhere with it, don't gaslight, don't attention seek on them. Because this is where this line comes in. Because if you play these games, right, and then play victim like you wasn't playing the games, right, and then you give in to a guy, right, and y'all have sex, and now he's pulling away, he's pulling back. You're like, I don't get it. He hits you with the wham bam. Because you know what it is? And it sounds controlling, I know. So we can debate this. I could come back to this in another segment. Our vision is our vision of you. If you ruin that vision, the difference between men and women. So if a woman likes a guy and she's checking him out, she's doing the research or whatever, and something she comes across turns her off for whatever reason, she's off of him almost completely, maybe. It's a clip, right? In a lot of cases, not all cases. In some cases, if a chick sizes you up, do research, and she was showing you some energy and she changes, she found something that turned her off. Cool, that's a wrap. A guy does the same research, goes through the same measures. He's not like y'all. He still wants sex because attraction was first. But the sex is probably where it stops. So whether you consent to the sex immediately, a little bit of time, sometime, a long time, yeah, after that, he's going to be out of there. He's going to pull back because he made his assessment already, but he's still attracted to you. Now, is that fair? Probably not. And I think when you get older and more mature, you shouldn't be just seeking that. Fellas, I must say, you get older, you shouldn't be just on it like that. But who am I to tell you how to really be if that's how you are? See, that's the thing about the world. People are going to be who they're going to be. You can still do it in a respectable way. You can still have your privacy about it. You can still go about it a mature way. Even in the fuck shit, I believe. Is it accepted? Probably not. It's all about how you do things and how you address things and how you carry yourself. So is this right? No. But I'm warning you, ladies, and you're welcome. If you played hard to get, you gave a hard time, you attention seek, you was wishy-washy or whatever, for whatever time frame with a dude, then later on, however later on that is, you say, all right, and he indulges. Y'all date, y'all do whatever, and then y'all go to the next step and you have sex. Don't be sitting here playing victim and surprise. Yo, why he changed up after that? Remember what I told you. This got to be the promo. Remember what I told you. It's a vicious game. Y'all got y'all games, you know, ladies. When am I have a guest again? Who knows? Y'all have y'all games. It's not the same angle, not the same thing. But y'all do y'all how y'all do y'all. I kind of gave it though, right? When I said, if they do resumes or research or any kind of digging on you and they see something they don't like, you out of here. Even if initially they was attracted. This happened. Receipts. I got partners, me, of people. Oh, this happened. Yeah, I'm off that. And ain't nothing we could do about it. So even though ours is not the most mature way to be, a lot of guys is going to do it that way. I'm just saying. You're welcome. You don't like the sound of that, but you got to say, damn, he put me on the game. It's going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So if you going to stay 10 toes down, just don't rock with the dude. Don't give in. Sorry, fellas. Don't give in. You play these games. If you're real sketchy, I take my time. You could take your time and still show interest. Some guys could appreciate that. If he into you and you ain't tainted, he don't got a tainted view of you and he was attracted, but he also wants to see what's good. The little things that you do can still carry you for a sec, even if you take your time. There's a way. So don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, is all I'm saying. I'm off that because, you know, some of y'all be playing dumb. You know what I mean? You know what you can do if you like a guy and you want to see what's good, but you skeptical for whatever reason you're skeptical about and you want to take your time, that's fine. You know there's ways to communicate and be about that and still be fair. All these mental games. All right, I'm off that. When you level up after a breakup, how do you keep the focus? Positive distractions. Avoid complacency. This is tough. Congrats if you already was the first line. You leveled up. You know, congrats. Because breakups and setbacks and heartbreaks and all of that, those are all setbacks. Like I could keep this like a broken record. And for you to be like, you know what? I'm going to get my shit together. And there's levels, because levels of leveling up, because you could clean up certain shit about you immediately, and that's the positive distraction. But you have to really elevate to another extreme to continue to level up and to continue to focus, because sometimes the healing and what we need to get over takes longer than the level up we did. I feel like people that need the distraction and can remain positive, I feel like we can make a move and level up faster than the healing. Because there's already something, there's a lot of us that could already, if we were bragging to ourselves, of course, there's things that you can say and see and go, damn, I made this change already, but you're still not good. Because it don't stop there. It's not sporadic like that. Like you level up, all right, boom, showed y'all. Nah, it's a continuation, because you could always be better. Level up doesn't mean the best, perfect, 100%, flawless. It don't mean that. It just means you're a better version of yourself than you was. And the longer you here, you keep thriving. Like, I could give you, a statistical example. Let's say in your life, there's 1 to 10. The scale is 1 to 10. Level 1 is the best. You don't go no better than that. A lot of us was at 10. A lot of us was 9, 8. I got most covering 7 through 10. Let's just say you're level 7 through 10. So let's say you were 7. You have a breakup or you have a setback or whatever, and you go to 6. You went to 6 real quick. So you're proud of that, because 6 is better than 7, but it don't stop there. Now you got to go to 5, 4, 3. You know what I mean? So you got to find the things about you, what's going on in your life, to continue to level up. And it's easier said than done. I'm sorry to be sitting here and acting like it ain't no thing. A lot of us are searching for that. Because a lot of us can do that first level up. If we were all at 7, I feel like a lot of us could get to 6 with no problem from a setback, a breakup, or heartbreak. But what else? We stay stuck on 6, because you know what? 6 is better than 7. But we got to keep going, because after a time now, when you get to 6 so fast, you become stagnant, complacent, because that's something to be proud of, but you're not healed. You're not over the situation. So you need more things to thrive, to make you say, you know what? I'm over it now. Sometimes I think it's that than just the time. People say healing comes with time. It comes with patience. It comes with mental work. It comes with higher power. But I think it's also this continuing to level up. It could be a package deal where it takes all of that to really get right. You know what I mean? So you got to continue. You're not at 1. I don't care how confident a motherfucker. Women, men, nobody's at level 1. If I said, like I said, 1 to 10 is a scale. Nobody's at 1. And almost no one's number 2, level 2. If you want to say, you got to bring celebrities in here. Celebrities could be like number 3 and number 4 to be, very harsh judging, because 1 is flawless, perfect. No one's getting the 1. No one's getting the 1. No one's ever going to be perfect. You feel me? So avoid complacency. Try to accumulate positive distractions, and you should be all right. You should be all right. I ain't going to lie. All right. And to close out, do you like, comment, share, subscribe at Voice of Reason NF on YouTube. I randomly say that throughout the episode. Listen, how y'all feeling me? I need a guest, right? But while I don't have guests and I'm here by myself, am I getting shorter on these episodes, or is it just right? Leave a comment about that. Is it just right when it's only me to just give y'all like a quick fix, get right to it? and not try to drag it out. I don't think I ever was. I think the most I could have gave you by myself is 35, 40 minutes. I try to keep it like at 30, 25-ish. The attention span of us, not sorry. So one person, I feel like that's fair. Tell me how you feel about the length, of these episodes. All right, close out. Is paranoia about or towards your partner mainly a byproduct of bad behavior? It's a good one. So you got some folks that the confidence, the self-esteem is just not high enough to avoid this paranoia. I can't give you a percentage or number of the people that's affected by that by itself. The people who play all day is what they say. You do you. You're in situations, a few situations, and everybody think they're the only situation. Sorry, I ain't judging. Play all day, basically. So when you moving spicy, I do feel it taps in with you to think now. Excuse me, sorry. I do think it taps into how you think your partner may be moving. Some psychological thing there. I mean, it's kind of like karma, right? So if you're able, no judgment, if you're able to play all day and not have this paranoia, you're a different type of individual. Because it should bother you a little. You should have, maybe you're able to shake it off, but you should feel a little paranoia that what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? I mean, you could really know your partner and feel like they don't move like that. And a lot of women are 10 toes down where it's like, I don't move like that. Like if you move like that or we find out, it's a clip because they don't move like that. So I do believe that some could just hold frame, but that don't mean your mind don't still play with you when you know you doing shit. And that goes both ways. I'm not going to just say the guys. I feel like women are worse. Like if women are playing all day, I feel like they get more paranoid quick about what they partner doing versus us, to be honest. Or at least they may act out and verbally speak more on it. But I think that it could be 50-50 split with people that's just not secure in themselves and, the self-esteem's not high enough. And then who is the partner? Because sometimes, again, I've spoken this on other podcasts, like sometimes you chase low-hanging fruit, right? And you're confident because you ain't really go for your potential. You went for who liked you. You went for who was accessible. No judgment. Y'all do what y'all do. But you better not have paranoia here. But you probably are because you're going to have bad behavior because you picked low-hanging fruit. Because that's what exposes it. It's very rare that you can just go for what's convenient or you could go for just what's right there or go for something less attractive to not have to level up and handle the attention that they get. So you're going to wind up playing because you know that you settled. Sorry to say. Like in a lot of the cases, some people could just play it off for a long time where they acting like the low-hanging fruit is their life partner and they'll just chill with that and able to just be complacent like, all right, I'm good here because they treat them right. And I'm not trying to bash the low-hanging fruit because everybody's low-hanging fruit could be higher than that to the next person. So I don't confirm who's low-hanging fruit or not. That's based on your taste and opinion. You know what I mean? But it's a thing where, people take the easy way out just to have somebody. But that's a little bit besides the subject. So, yes, this paranoia will happen. I feel more cases that, not much more, but more cases where the self-esteem and confidence is low. More so than bad behavior. But either one could be the possibility. I ain't gonna lie. So, it's here or there. I mean, it's not healthy regardless. But if you can find out, if you care to fix things, care to counsel through it, you can find out which one it was. Because I think The paranoia because of the self-esteem and the confidence thing, that probably has more patience to be worked on and to see if they can overcome that versus the bad behavior. Is that like duh, right? But then again, I'm voice of reason. So I feel like bad behavior could possibly be fixed quicker than that mental situation because self-esteem and confidence is mental. And sometimes the mental takes a long time to correct, heal, get right. So bad behavior is kind of like, if you have the patience because you really want to see things through, I think the bad behavior could fix faster, possibly. Or you're like, I'm just done. It could possibly be fixed, though. I think there's people who've stepped out and then realized that that wasn't the move, and people have gotten back together and worked things out. Do I have a high number of that? How confident do I feel in that? I don't know. I ain't gonna really give you a number, but it's not impossible. So that's my view on that. You know what I mean? But it's real out here, man, for everybody. That paranoia is no joke. Try to maintain frame, especially to my guys. I can't really advise women because emotions are crazy. And I feel like, again, if women are out here playing, they definitely going to show paranoia, I feel, in like a lot of cases. But for the guys, what I said before, level up. That's another reason that you can't be complacent if you were 7 and you went to 6. Because if you were 7 and you went to 6, now you sorry, we're not young no more. If you acquire a woman that you feel you deserve at level 6 that maybe you wouldn't have got at level 7, you got to continue because the paranoia, because the confidence and the self-esteem. You leveled up, but now you're meeting people who are leveled up. And you kind of chasing that. Like, oh, I'm better. Let me chase better. But they're a little better based on what they're doing in their life. You know what I mean? That's kind of tricky. I'm tripping you up right there, but you know what I mean. We always go, we go higher than maybe we should, But in any event, I hope you enjoyed this segment. And until the next time, my 3 Ps: stay positive, stay progressive, and stay pushing. Peace.